All right, everybody, it is time yet again for my Markets A Look Ahead segment. It is Sunday, April 26, 2020. A very, very big week for this market. Well, why would that be? Guess who we're going to hear from this week? Yeah, the Federal Reserve. They are going to, again, in my opinion, uh, assure the market that they will continue to pump parabolic amounts of capital into the banks, into the system. It's so twisted. And more than likely, the market is going to love it. The market is going to love what comes out of the mouth of Yellowstone, and the Federal Reserve is going to backstop it all because they're buying it all. We are in a very, I don't know a word for it. It's just sick. It's a sick environment. There is no free market. There is nothing anymore. Everything has been taken over. And again, we have a dead economy. There is no economy. And meanwhile, stocks keep going up. A V-shaped recovery off that bottom. All of it. Every bit of it. Obviously, it's not from economic activity or forward guidance from companies that have pulled their forward guidance. It's not earnings, obviously. This is all the Fed. All of it. So the Fed's buying the debt market. All of it. And they're having the Wall Street banks buy the stock market. Period. The end. That's where we are at. Nationalization of companies is the new norm here. We're going to be the government is going to be taking stake in energy companies. This puts a hard floor underneath these energy companies. They're too big to fail. And again, Steve Mnuchin, President Trump, both of them last week saying we got to help energy companies. What they're really trying to do is very simple. Put a floor under energy, which will do what? Lift the entire energy sector, and if they boost crude oil, that'll also help the financial sector. I mean, look, it's so simple to understand what they're doing, what they're trying to pull off here. It's a distraction. Look here. Don't look here. We have tens of millions of people, tens of millions who already lost their jobs, and millions more coming. Market goes up. Every single announcement of millions of people who have lost their jobs, stock market goes higher. It's in every round of abysmal economic news that we get, the stock market goes up. You can't, if you wanted to, make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. But that's where we are at. The largest drop with regard to durable goods orders in history, stocks go up. So that's the environment we're in. In my opinion, looking forward, because that's what this video is all about, that trajectory remains. Every effort imaginable and things you can't even dream of. Again, we had President Trump threaten to attack Iranian targets, Iran firing back, this back and forth salvo between Iran and the president orchestrated. It's just a joke to prop up crude oil, and it worked. It absolutely worked. In 2 days, when the president opened up his mouth about attacking Iran and they fired back, oh, we're going to sink your ships, 40% gain in crude oil. Again, they must prop it up. It will be propped up. So let's talk about a couple of other things. I would not be surprised, and I could be wrong on this, but I would not be surprised to see precious metals fall under a little pressure this week because a risk-on environment is going to be created by the jawboning of Yellowstone this week. We're going to hear from the Fed, and the Fed is going to make everyone happy. Oh yeah, they're going to pump more easy money into this market, more debt in incredible amounts, and the market's going to love it. If we get more, and we will, bad news on the economy this week, well, stocks are going to go up. That's the norm. That's where we are at. If we get some more jawboning from the president in Iran or whoever else, crude oil is going to go up too. That's stock market positive. Look for these things to happen. I'm not saying they will happen, but again, we all know, you and me know, how important crude oil is to this market. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. We have an absolute takeover here. We have a new world order. The chosen one, you know who he is the head guy. With regard to the new world order, he's the spokesperson. We know who's pulling his strings. That's okay. They're going to continue to do that, and that makes our job easier. We know what to do. I don't know another way to put it. You got to continue to bet against the debt. Continue to become your own central bank. And good. Let's hope, you and me, let's hope that they manage to pressure precious metals this week. You know, I was lucky enough last week to walk into a coin shop here, and I found 5 10-ounce Wall Street Mint silver bars. I actually posted a picture of these on my social networks. It's all the guy had. And I looked at them and I said, I'll take them all. It's very hard to find this stuff laying around, and I had to pay a big premium, but I felt like it was worth it. It's unbelievable, but that is going to also get worse moving forward with regard to the premiums on this stuff. You just can't find it anymore. So be ready to pay hefty premiums for the price of gold and silver. But in my opinion, it's worth the premium price here because, again, the debt is gone beyond parabolic, beyond anything I even would probably have ever imagined. I outlined for you months and months ago that this would happen, that we were going to see an explosion in debt. I explained to you the Federal Reserve balance sheet was going to explode. All these things I said would happen are. And in my opinion, right here today, we haven't seen anything yet. The Fed's balance sheet is going to balloon more so than it is as it takes over the world, as it dollarizes the world. And every single dollar that the Fed is allowed or called upon to conjure up out of thin air makes them stronger. Their product is debt. You know that. The more they issue, the stronger they become. That's how central banking works. So understand, when you hear, like last week, we got more calls again. This was not from the president this time. It was a former Fed chair explaining that, the Fed should go negative. Well, how do they go negative with regard to rates? They have to produce, conjure up, create more cash out of thin air and buy the debt with it. They can't just say we're going to make rates go negative. They got to do it. And how they do it is by getting into the debt market and buying all of it. This is how they keep rates suppressed. This has been a scheme since President Obama, and I think we all hoped that it would be different under President Trump, but he has not only taken President Obama's playbook, but he's amplified it to the highest order. And again, if you look at the market today in relationship to what's happening in our economy here, dead. No economy. It's got no heartbeat. You understand? And stocks continue to go higher. This distortion, like I've explained to you since time immemorial, was going to get worse, and it is going to get worse here. There is no doubt about it. It must get worse, understanding the mechanism behind it, understanding that the Fed is buying it all, understanding that corporations here are being chosen to succeed. Understand, we're nationalizing major corporations. We're not just bailing these corporations out. We are nationalizing them. We're not just subsidizing them. We are nationalizing them. This is the new America, the new world order, National Socialism. Start reading a few books on National Socialism, and you will see that's where we are at right now. We have gone so beyond socialism, which President Trump promised we would never do. Well, it's in your face. It couldn't be more in your face. That's where we are at. And that's where the market is doing what it is doing right now. This is a plan many, many decades in the works here. And the chosen one, President Trump, was chosen to be president this time, and he's going to be chosen again to be president, to really finish nailing this coffin together. There's no doubt in my mind here. Presidents are not elected. Presidents are selected. President Trump has been selected again already. It's done. The charade that we're all going to have to go through with regard to this election to make you believe that you have some kind of choice, you have no choice. Of course, we're going to go through the motions, but there's no other way out of this. You understand? Let's go back to the markets here for this week. So in my opinion, the Federal Reserve is going to blow a lot of sunshine up the crack of this market. Market's going to more than likely love it, and we'll see how it responds. I believe stocks are going to attempt at least another run higher here. You might see some pressure. I wouldn't be surprised on precious metals. It's a rigged game, as you know. Crude oil will more than likely gain here through some mechanism, jawboning, threats, all fake. It's all a charade. It's a staged game. Who knows what the OPEC nation the president is going to threaten this time, will be told to threaten to prop up the price of crude oil. And the key, another big key here, and you know what that is if you follow my work, is the 10-year yield. 0.6 last time I looked at it. It's been hovering here for a while. And if you notice, you watch the 10-year yield drop, stocks will follow. 10-year yield goes up, stocks will follow. That's the way it is. Bitcoin is over $7,600, in my opinion, on its way to 10,000. Again, I called the last rise and fall of Bitcoin 100% correct. This run from 3,700 when they said to buy it, you've more than doubled your money already. And I believe it has a lot of room to run higher here. I personally believe it's important for you to have at least some exposure to cryptocurrencies here. I know a lot of you don't believe in it, but if you believe Greg Mannarino at 3,700, I said it was a buy. I believe it's a buy here at 7,600. I think we're going to 10,000. And again, I nailed it the last time. I'm nailing it now. So you might want to believe that I'm correct here as well. And I'm not saying, again, look, there's a lot of people out here who look upon cryptocurrencies as some kind of a thing, and that's exactly what they are. They are some kind of a thing, but who gives a damn what it is? Call it what you want to. People are making money. I'm making money. A lot of my lions are making money with it. And you just, you say, okay, I made some cash here. Get out of it. Convert that into a gold or silver. I mean, play the game however you want to play it. But that's all this is. Once you understand that every single thing you're witnessing is a game, it's all engineered, it's all fake, you won't care where you're putting your cash to work as long as it's working for you. If you're too far in the box and you're unable to say, okay, you know what? Maybe I should put some cash to work in XYZ, make a profit, put that into something else I believe in. Well, that's the difference between winners, I think, and losers in aggregate when you're talking about speculation in this market. We are all speculators. You're a speculator as well. You believe tomorrow you're going to get up and you're going to have a nice day, right? Tomorrow's not promised to you, so you're speculating that you're going to get up and have a nice day tomorrow. Absolutely not. We have no idea what's coming down the pike. You're speculating in fiat currencies if you're holding them right now, but that's okay, right? This is what I'm saying. It's all about understanding. It's all about perspective. It's realizing where you are in the grand scheme of things. If you're able to put all this together, it just makes everything so simple. And if you look at, I know I'm going off the deep end with this video here, but I think it's important. If you look at everything around you and how it's going, and then you think back and you say, well, I kind of saw this coming. You more than likely did. Look, I'm no smarter than you. And I say many, many things to you. I say, watch for this to happen. And then it does. Only because we know the end game. We know what they're going to do. They're going to inflate with regard to the central banks. We have a new world order, a new paradigm. What's their goal? Well, the central bank of the world now, the Federal Reserve, their goal is to own it all, to be the lender and buyer of last resort, which makes them the owner of everything. You understand? It's incredible. If you realize that, if you hear things, for example, like Steve Mnuchin last week explaining that the U.S. government, which is supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people, is going to be taking stake in energy companies, and then you got the president coming right up the back door, saying we need to help energy companies. What does that tell you? It says, bing, 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 bing. Maybe I should be looking at buying energy companies here. You see how easy it is? They're telling us ahead of time what they're going to do. With regard to the Fed this week, they're going to tell us what they're going to do. They're going to say, hey, we're going to inflate even more so. What does that mean for you? Bet against the debt. Become your own central bank. Pay the premium to hold a hard asset, gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Understand that this is also positive for cryptocurrencies. This cannot be easier for you. It's impossible. The environment we are in is too simple. The president is the easiest man in the world to read. He tells you things. Like, for example, threatening oil, threatening OPEC nations like Iran. Do you think all of a sudden, why did he do it? The U.S. Navy has been getting taunted by Iranian gunboats since forever, but all of a sudden when crude goes through the floor, I'm going to attack those boats. We're going to hit those boats. I mean, come on. You can't see through the charade? Of course you can. It was a ploy to push up crude oil, and we got a historic gain, 40% in 2 days. All engineered, all fake, but we know what to do. This is our strength. Let's read the politicians who have one goal, especially President Trump. Push stocks higher by any and all mechanisms possible. Jawbone the market higher. That's all he cares about. It's a distraction. Look here. Market's looking pretty good. Who cares that we have no economy? Who cares that we have... this is not me. Of course, I care. Who cares that people are being unemployed by the tens of millions? Who cares that small businesses are being shuttered all over the United States as our government picks winners? As we nationalize these corporations. It's happening right under your nose. I know you care about it because you pay attention, but the zombies out there and the zombie apocalypse is real. They have no idea. They don't know what to do. They don't know when to do it. They barely can walk and chew gum at the same time. They don't know who they are, what they are. They don't know what kind of purpose they have on this earth. They don't know because they've been dumbed down. They've been misled by a mainstream media who's trying to make them be terrified of the virus right now, and they got a lot of people scared. But if you go against the mainstream narrative, then you get attacked. You can't make this stuff up, people. We are in the twilight zone. Anyway, long video. I think it's been very important here. So this week, markets will look ahead. You know what to look for. Federal Reserve, going to blow more sunshine up the crack of this market here. Watch that 10-year yield. Watch crude oil. If they prop this stuff up, where do you think stocks are going? Lower? Anyway, that's it. This guy loves you a lot. Please share the video. Get it out there far and wide. Maybe we can get a couple of more people on our side instead of these brain dead zombies that they are. I'm out of here. See you in the morning.